sure what.
Obviously, I'm going on 1.75 speed.
Right.
It's the best viewing way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I do like this quite a bit, but I also wish they had more of a map as well.
Yeah.
Like the original where you can see the full thing, because that's always so cool to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh.
classic.
Yep.
Such a George R. Martin character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crax's long neck is it's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so creepy looking.
Yeah.
He just looks like a monster.
Yep.
Oh wow.
You have my nose.
So this is a massive time jump.
Oh, this is the
Oh
time.
yeah.
He may yet, brother.
It's like 2 years.
He insisted on eating porridge with his hands.
Oh, okay. So they haven't switched the actors yet, but
No.
yeah.
Quite a party assembled in his honor.
Sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the Targaryens wouldn't have used blue, during this time.
The year 481 to year 487, they actually preferred to use a purple tent.
It's probably true. Funny seeing the Lannisters not in power.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Is that
conniving.
what I am to you?
Hey, an actual hunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just 3 guys walking through a forest.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully they show it fully. That would be sweet.
Do well to remember that.
He's coming
Thank
like
you.
he's becoming like more unhinged.
Yep.
Or he's just getting hammered all the time too.
Yeah.
I guess that is getting unhinged.
Right.
I think he wanted him to turn that down
Yep.
so that he could position another.
Right. That's yeah.
Otto is becoming one of my favorite characters from
Yeah.
like the whole thing.
Yep.
yeah. It's like Robert with less ability to handle his liquor.
Yep.
Mhm. Finish the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it out of his misery.
Felt more suspense in that scene than the entire Long Night episode.
Yep.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a feeling that they were gonna come across the white art.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. I didn't know Daenerys was around back then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how every Targaryen woman was actually Daenerys.
It's kind of like Bran with all the.
Yeah. She's
The
like,
Stark.
at the end,
Yeah.
she's like, I'm all the Targaryens.
Oh man.
Just getting eyed by all these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be Harwin Strong.
Mm-hmm. Bone breaker or something.
Yeah.
Break bone.
Yeah.
We have 16, perhaps 18 seaworthy ships.
though time and circumstance have seen us estranged. Know that it is not my desire to see you fail in your cause.
Assumed.
Yeah.
Oh, the dragon's not gonna like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maces. I
Yep.
saw a mace.
Love it.
Yeah. He's dismembered.
Yep.
Cleaved in two.
Jeez. His hair's not even white.
Yep. Oh, that was great.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
that was like a classic Game of Thrones episode ever done.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe how good this. I can't believe how good this show is.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking.
Oh.
What the heck?
Yeah, man. I love that Daemon did something that crazy.
Yeah.
Because he
Made
is
sense.
that crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like John charging at the Battle of Bastards.
Yeah.
It was like something you'd hear like Julius Caesar did.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
something like where
Which-
he like waved a white flag and then
Yeah.
like even like King David.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which Julius Caesar actually, fun fact, did charge up a hill alone because his guys were too slow getting up because of the mud. And he was trying to get them to go forward and they just would not. And so he just grabbed a shield and just ran straight up the hill. And then apparently there was a volley of javelins thrown at him. And he had to fall flat on his back with a shield over him, where all these, because they were all aimed straight at him. But he survived, so then his men were just like, well, now we have to get up there. And so then they just pushed, double time up the hill. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's sick. Action is looking great so far. Brutal, good Game of Thrones,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where you see maces being used and those kind of pole axe thing that Corlys was using, just like slicing through a dude's slicing his scalp off, like.
I love like the late medieval weaponry.
Yeah.
When they were like, oh, there's other things we can use besides swords and basic axes. Like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mace is one of the best weapons you can use.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah,
Yeah, the nice thing though with Game of Thrones is that they also have enough guys that aren't heavily armored that swords still make sense. So they can have the full mix of, everything.
yeah. Everyone's not like a knight in full plate,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially in a guerrilla war like this where they're going against pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Which was all of that actually just reminded me of the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did. Especially with all the just rotting bodies
Right.
in the mud.
Yeah. Seriously. No, I didn't even
Island
know.
hopping.
I didn't even notice this, but Damon didn't say a word that whole episode.
Oh. Yeah, you didn't.
There's no point where actually at the very beginning maybe.
At the very beginning.
What did he say?
Yeah. When he's yelling at the
Yelling.
crab guy to come out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But after that, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I love that they get the word that help is coming. So it's like, all right, we need to end this now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think, because what's the Valerian son? What's his name? Raynor?
Laenor.
Laenor? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know if he was already a dragon rider at one point, or had
I don't remember.
He has Targaryen blood,
Right.
obviously. Um,
I don't know if he was like in the first couple episodes, you know, at that age, if he had a dragon.
Hmm.
right.
I don't remember which dragon he fights.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Oh,
remember.
he probably, yeah, I guess his mother is a dragon rider.
Hmm.
So
Right.
that's why it makes sense, because
I'm sure.
he
Yeah,
would
I'm sure
have
he's
plenty of opportunity to ride on his mother's dragon then.
right,
Yeah.
and I'm sure
He
you get your
rides sea
kids
smoke.
trained.
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Then let's just say he's a bit of a Loras target or Loras Tyrell. Uh,
Kind of a flowery night.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I like seeing House Valerion get a little bit more exposure too. Yeah. And that was our first
Something
real battle as well, which is cool.
Like
to see.
Right.
how-
And then it was typical
Uh,
sap. I think it was. I mean, it looked like typical late like Sapochnik style directing. I don't know if he actually directed it, but it looked like that style,
Yeah.
which is usually
Yeah.
like solid. Even when the writing was suffering in the later seasons, there was still a lot of good
Yeah.
moments of really good directing.
Right. I also like that it doesn't even show the fight with the crab feeder because obviously the crab
Yeah.
feeder is not nearly as good as Daemon.
Yeah,
It's
he's obviously
like-
not
it's
going to
just-
survive.
Yeah. And it clearly, seeing the result, it was just one swing took him out.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think the
Right.
crab feeder he might have had like a dagger on him or something. But
I can just hear or see the people around the realm talking about it. Like Daemon Targaryen dragged half the body of the crab feeder for like a mile or something while he
Yeah.
was walking towards everyone talking about it.
yeah. Just leaving him for the crabs as well. Yeah. No, that was a sick episode. And we got some more politicking, obviously. Like we said,
Right.
we got to see the red lines, Lannisters, the Strong. Is it Harwin Strong?
the Big Bones.
Yeah, or Breakbones.
Harwin.
Okay. That's Harwin. Yeah, which I think if that guy was
The other one
him,
is-
if that guy was him, then then he's the son of who's the master of law? Something Strong.
Lionel.
Lionel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one is
Um,
Varys.
yeah.
Varys Strong.
Okay.
One thing I like is when you actually see like more than one person from each family.
Yeah.
Right.
It used to be just like in Game of Thrones, especially towards the end, you just have like one person that just represents the entire family.
Yeah.
You
Like
Yeah.
see-
some Glover
Definitely.
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, where you saw four Valyrians here,
Right.
Valerians here.
Yeah.
And it
You
doesn't
see
matter that
multiple Lannisters and Strongs and
the world just got the world and regular Game of Thrones just got smaller and smaller
Mm-hmm.
as there was just one character to represent. Except for some reason the Dornish had like 8.
Yeah. yeah.
But for some reason I don't know why they had so many.
Yeah.
But the Greyjoys got Euron.
Right.
That was it in the later seasons.
yeah. Didn't even get Victarion.
Yeah.
For some reason the Dornish got like 8 characters.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah. I'm glad that they have done these time jumps, because it's nice to see the early stuff without being confined to just smashing everything together into like one time period or like a couple years in over the whole show. So I like seeing that they do these jumps because then you can fill in a ton of extra stuff just through small bits of exposition and get a bunch of context immediately.
It's not like it's disorienting to cut to 2 years later.
Oh no, not in this style thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially
Like
when it
nations-
leaves off.
Nations move slowly.
Yeah.
You know?
And each episode leaves off with basically the beginning conflict of the next episode too. Still.
Right.
It's like 6 months ago, Daemon was banished, and now he's in Dragonstone, and this is where the actual conflict starts. And then with this one, he's marrying Alicent, and then with the next one, it's a name day, and whether or not she's going to be the heir is in question. And
resolve these smaller conflicts in each episode.
Yeah.
Which is they have a lot of. It's probably nice for them. They don't like feel a need to include these certain scenes from a book. They can just be like, okay, what should we have? What scene should we have here?
Yeah.
What works best? Well, rather than thinking like, okay, how do we get this scene from the books in there?
Right. Yeah. So far, this show has just been pretty much just all good things. And it's nice, obviously, that it's 10 episodes too. We still have the latter half, which will be different because of new characters. So there's still some variables thrown in as the actors phase out. But as far as I can tell, they're just doing everything right, especially for a first season.
Yeah, it's really, if you actually sit back and think about it like as just a first season of something, it's like insanely impressive.
yeah. I mean, we've got probably 3 or 4 more seasons of this, and it's just gonna keep ramping up. Like,
Right.
it already feels like a middle season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious if it'll be like where like like in the original season 4 was kind of the end of like arc 1 in a sense.
Yeah.
And then season 5 was slower and was starting the other arc. So I'm curious if that's like after 4 seasons is when they kind of wrap up this storyline, the Dance with Dragons.
Yeah.
And then if they do decide to do more Targaryen stuff, it'll be season 5 and
Right. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see the structure of things.
Yep.
And yeah, Game of Thrones, obviously it just ramped up for those first 4 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just hope they do the Blackfire Rebellion next.
That would be so awesome.
Then you could tie it into God, with Bloodraven and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, for as important as he was.
Yeah.
But I guess Bran was important, so it's kind of like.
Yeah, they can definitely. That would be pretty cool because it'd be like they show a character and be like reveal that that's Bloodraven.
Yeah.
Maybe even like remind more casual viewers that Bloodraven was the guy in the tree. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Yeah, because eventually, of course, I don't even know if did Bloodraven or the Three-Eyed Raven. He wasn't missing an eye in the show, right?
I don't know that it ever even said he was Bloodraven, but
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he would just be he'd be like a Daemon character, but just even more dangerous.
Right.
Because he's like a Tywin and a Daemon.
Yeah.
He's like
a conniving Daemon.
Yeah. Because he was super smart. And just diabolical.
He was just in no way a protagonist.
No.
There is no clear side to root for in any of those like Targaryen wars and stuff. So
yeah.
Also love to see more of the Ninepenny Kings.
Yeah, that would be sweet. There'd be a bunch of connections there.
Yeah. Is that like with Barristan, Selmy, and Jaime Lannister at the end? Or was he...
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not, no. No, I think
that was against...
pretty young.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Jaime fought against, like, the Outlaws in the Smiling Night or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Ninepenny Kings
would have Arthur
how...
Dayne and stuff.
Yeah, Ninepenny Kings was how Barristan became Barristan the Bold.
Right, yeah.
like cut through their entire army basically.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Prime Barristan Selmy would just be
Dude.
so awesome.
And Arthur Dane as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jamie.
And Jamie. Well, dude, man, the best parts of Game of Thrones, in my opinion, or just the best scene of all time in Game of Thrones, is Bobby B, Robert and Barristan Selmy and Jamie Lannister swapping war stories. There's just nothing better than that. It's so good.
And that wasn't even in the book.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Just a completely like D&D scene.
Mm-hmm. Well, that can't be. It must have been something else.
Yeah. Must have been,
Who knows? Maybe
George wrote it.
Maybe George
wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good scene, though. Anything with reminiscing Bobby Baratheon.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are most of his scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert Baratheon was just so awesome in that first season. He played it so well. Just 100% sold the idea of who that character was.
Right. Yeah. You didn't even need to know anything about him.
Yeah.
To know exactly who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like if this would take probably quite a few seasons, but if this storyline, then the Blackfires, then the Nine Penny Kings, and then Robert's Rebellion, it would feel like there would be like a through line, because like the Blackfires, basically the War of the Nine Penny Kings is pretty much the last of the Blackfire rebellions,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's where you see the beginning of Barristan and stuff. So then you get him, and a few other characters would come back for Robert's Rebellion.
Man, Robert's Rebellion would just be so great.
Yeah. It would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's so many big moments within that as well. The Trident, of course. What's the one where Robert's like being hidden in a town and they keep like shimmying him from house to house as
Battle of the Bells?
yeah,
Maybe?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many cool moments in that.
It'd also be cool to get some Dunk and Egg, too.
Yeah. But only if D&D do it.
Right. Yeah, I actually won't be watching any more Game of Thrones if they're not involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if Emilia Clarke isn't in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, basically, the only way that I'll watch is if they do a series after the Game of Thrones and bring Ned back. Then I'll watch.
Right.
If they
Lord
did something
Stoneheart.
that outrageous, I would actually watch, though.
Technically, you never saw him die.
True.
Cuts away, and you see his head, but that could just be some other guy that
Yeah.
looks like him.
Right. Yeah. Like, faceless man or whatever.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. They just slapped his face on someone.
Mm-hmm.
It was never him to begin with, on the chopping block.
Right. Yeah. It was clear from day one that Ned wasn't dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He obviously went to Essos and
Right.
became the Shrouded Lord.
Well,
Right.
actually, I think the most clear-cut thing is that he actually warged into Joffrey in the moment of his death.
Right.
And so then he's just Joffrey for the rest of it.
I do remember hearing that. I remember someone's theory that he had warged into the executioner,
Yeah.
the Ilan Payne.
Yeah.
He's like trying, and Ilan Payne's like trying to communicate to Ned or communicate to Jamie that he's Ned.
Yeah.
They're having those duels in the books.
Yeah. That's great. I forgot about that. I need to reread the series. There's so many of those scenes that I just don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would be ultra cool too. Would be seeing the Greyjoy Rebellion,
Mm-hmm.
and you just see
Yeah.
all of them together.
Yeah.
You'd see Thoros of Myr,
Yeah.
Yep.
Burning Sword.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Jamie
to remember
and-
who all was there. There's a lot of people
wait,
there.
Well, Jamie must have been there, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jamie was there and Ned was there.
Yeah, even like who's this? Is it Jory?
Stannis.
Ned's like man in
Yeah,
King's Landing.
Stannis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
yeah, yeah. So far, I would say this House of the Dragon has given me. It's not like the same feeling as the first season of Game of Thrones gave me,
Right.
but it's. I think it's probably not that because I'm so familiar with the source material already. Because otherwise, I think if I started watching this, never having heard of Game of Thrones way back in the day, I would probably have a similar feeling. Maybe not quite as intense because Winterfell and the North and stuff was just so awesome the first time seeing it. But it would be comparable, I think, pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the most I've enjoyed any of the fantasy shows.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I also did just kind of like there's a couple times during that where I realized like this really is just kind of just like Downton Abbey or something with dragons.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I was listening to all the ladies talking,
Yep.
chatting, and was just intrigued.
Right.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of in actuality just like a soap opera.
Right. Yeah.
Game of Thrones in general.
Right. That's part of the awesomeness of it, though, is just having
These
so much
ridiculous
more
twists and
Yeah, and just so much more than just fighting and like defeating the Dark Lord.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
And this is gonna be crazy because you're never gonna have a clear side to root for. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, there really isn't. It's just kin killing kin.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop recording here. I think we got
Okay.
a decent amount there.